Team Kill Tactic.
Hello and welcome to the Director's Commentary for Open Lobby, Season 1, Episode 7, Flipping Out.
No. You gotta put more here. More over there. Yeah. No. Move the fusion coils that way. Put the mines over there. Jesus, do I gotta come over there and do it myself?
Hey, what are you guys doing?
We're trying to do this cool Easter egg where you can flip the elephant. I saw a video of this guy stacking trip mines to launch it into the air, so I thought we'd give it a shot.
Obviously, people who have played this game know about the Easter egg, the where you can flip the elephant on Sandtrap, because unlike other vehicles in the game where you can easily flip it over, it's very difficult to flip over the elephant. You have to kind of go out of your way to do it, but if you manage to do it, you'll get this button prompt that'll be like that'll say something like hold RB to flip. Wait, what? How did you do that? Or like something like it says something like that. And so that's what this whole episode is about, and it was referenced in episode 6, foreshadowing this episode. And then right here, also, my buddy Poldark is voicing this player, who I think his name is 6X Elite Gaming X9. So just like a little 69 joke in the middle of or on the border of the stupid Elite Gaming name. It's so dumb, but like again, those are like actually like genuine names that you would find on like Xbox Live, but in like online gaming in general. Just people coming up with the dumbest fucking names.
Oh yeah, I heard about this Easter egg too. Need some help?
Sure. Okay, let's make something crystal clear. Not everything is an Easter egg. Why do so many people buy into this stuff anyways? You can't trust anything you see on the internet. It's all fake-ass bullshit. Come on. You're telling me there's not even a little part of you that wants to see it flip? No. This is stupid.
And this is like a running theme throughout these episodes, that whenever Jacob and Zach are on a quest to uncover an Easter egg, Zach is, he's done extensive research and is fully of the belief that this Easter egg is true, and that, like, even in episode 1, for example, that's a real Easter egg where you sit in that room with the computer, and like if you sit in there long enough, you'll start to hear like the Halo, like one of the Halo tracks play through the computer speakers. But Jacob doesn't believe it because he's just waiting there forever and nothing's happening. And then when by the time the Easter egg is about to play, the game ends, right? The comedic juxtaposition there is that Zach is actually right in saying that the Easter eggs are real, whereas Jacob is always in disbelief and just cannot come to terms with the fact that any of these things are real. Same thing with like episode 3, which is so stupid, but like how like the ghost player in that episode is told to be like a legend that Zach found out while researching other Easter eggs, and then Jacob doesn't believe it, and then they encounter the ghost player and it's like, oh shit, it is real. And then when they leave, it just turns out to be a prank, and then it actually might be real because the real ghost player shows up. It's so fucking dumb. But like the point is that, yeah, this theme is like ongoing, and I think it's a funny little back and forth dynamic that I continue to the very end of the season. But I'm sure you guys get this. I don't think I needed to explain that.
Oh, you're so impatient.
We've been trying to flip this hunk of junk for over an hour, and every time we blow it up, it doesn't move an inch. I can't believe I continue to waste my time falling for these dumb pranks.
It's true though. I've seen it flip. All you need is one more trip.
His performance is so fucking like extra and like so cartoonish, but like that was what I sort of wanted, like, because this whole first season is meant to be more like a cartoonish, exaggerated take on the online gaming culture of like of like 2007 when this game first came out. So I'm using real world elements from like the quote unquote glory days of Halo. I'm using those real world elements, but also incorporating a more comedic, cartoonish tone for a lot of these episodes, just because that's sort of what I grew up on watching, these types of like cartoon, like Saturday morning cartoon style machinima.
Mine on this side. Here, let me show you.
Go for it. My thumbs are killing me anyways. Why is it so hard for you to believe that these Easter eggs are real? I'll believe it when I see it.
Oh, but where's the fun in that?
You're right. This isn't fun.
You're not fun.
All right, it's ready. Everyone step back.
Like that back and forth between Zach and Jacob is so cartoonish. Like the fact that to end that whole like little bit and then it cuts immediately to this guy like saying like, all right, it's done, conveniently, as they're done with their conversation. Zach just says like, you're not fun. Like 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 they sound like fucking children, right? When in reality we're like in our early 20s.
So, who wants to do the honors?
Jacob.
Whatever. If this doesn't work, I'm killing all of you. I'm going to bed.
Really love that shot when the you see the elephant launch in the background and these four and the four players here are just in the foreground, and then this shot is pretty fun too. I like this one.
Whoa.
That was awesome!
Yeah, pretty freaking sweet.
Do it again! Do it again!
So, Jacob.
Yeah, and then there's Ashton acting like a kid. I love Ashton's performance as Banshee. It's just so cute.
Got anything to say?
Yeah, it's cool. I guess. Still pissed though.
So, what happens now?
I don't know.
You don't know? What do you mean you don't know?
I've never done this before. Just saw someone blow it up. I don't know what happens next.
So you guys just heard about this trick, but didn't find out what to do after?
Well, it flipped. That's it, right?
I don't know. That just wouldn't make any sense. There's gotta be a way to undo it.
Oh my god, we gotta set up those mines again.
Maybe. Or maybe there's like a button?
A button?
Yeah, like a button prompt to press when the vehicle flips over.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, dude, this isn't a warhog. We're talking about this thing probably weighs like 5 tons.
And here's the dumbest part of the whole. I mean, the whole episode's pretty dumb, but this is like the dumbest part of the episode where, where the crux of the issue in this argument is that Jacob brings up the fact that this elephant isn't a warthog, and the fact that it weighs so much is the reason why you can't flip it over, as if like it's a real world object and weight has anything to do with it, you know? When in reality, a fucking warthog is probably like weighs as much as a like a regular sedan, you know. So like that's still really fucking heavy. And then the fact that also they're in just like it's completely against the idea of a button prompt for you to be able to flip it over, because none of them have discovered this this trick, right?
What? No way it's 5 tons. Maybe like 2 tons at best.
Are you stupid? Look how big this thing is. A tank is 2 tons. It has to be way heavier than that.
That's so dumb.
Why? Why is it that dumb? Why is it so hard to believe that this elephant weighs more than a tank?
And why is it so hard for you to believe they couldn't just add a button prompt into the game?
Guys, I got it.
What? Got what?
The button prompt.
Careful.
Love how intense it is, and then
Don't do anything stupid.
and then they're all like they take it so seriously, like, whoa, dude, relax. Relax, dude. Be careful with that. And with the dramatic like bass drop, and so also I don't know if I mentioned this, but in previous commentaries, but it's a very subtle thing, but like the way the map ambience also works with a lot of these scenes, like I mentioned it before with like when I wanted to have like simulated player combat in the distance where you don't see any players on screen. Same thing goes with this. So like there's certain instances where you'll hear like the map ambience of like the wind or like sand rustling, and you'll hear that in like certain moments where it's like the levels are brought up, and it's just to add an extra layer of suspense and authenticity. Also, again, probably something nobody would really notice, but basically when I start editing, I delete all of the tracks underneath the game clips that I have, so that way all you hear are the voices, and then I add in all the ambience and Foley later. So all the footsteps, all the map ambience, that's all recordings that I did separately. I don't know if a lot of people do it, but I do it specifically, one, because I just like having more control over the entire process. And I know like Halo's engine is a really cool thing where it records the audio in game based on the position of the camera as like a surround sound thing. So if you're pointing the camera in a certain direction, it'll record whatever sounds around the camera based on the specific direction of the camera. I just find it more freeing to have the control over all the sound, because I'm a control freak and a perfectionist. So yeah, if I probably do a lot more work this way, but I think I think ultimately I end up with a better product as a result, because I just noticed a lot of the times when I was recording, I would look back at the game clips and like there would be certain sounds that just weren't elevated in the levels as much, and I don't want to bring up the level of the entire track for that one moment, because if I do, then it's going to raise everything. It's going to raise the ambience, it's going to raise any other sound effects in the track that I don't want to bring significant notice to. So I just end up scrapping all the raw sound and re-recording everything individually. Probably spend a lot more time doing that, but I just think ultimately I turn out with a better product as a result.
Yeah, let's just all relax.
Because that's what a lot of people do in movies, is that they will most of the time never use raw audio. It's always like pre-recorded with like ADR and voiceover, and all the Foley tracks and ambience is all recorded separately. It usually they'll have like an on-set recorder, where you have like maybe you get like a boom mic or some lavaliers that will capture just like, your dialogue or like maybe some ambience. But for the most part, all that stuff gets scrapped and is always re-recorded in post. Just because, again, the more control that you have over all the sound in the environment can just make for a better experience for the filmmaker and for the audience.
What does it say?
It says, hold RB to flip.
Just like a warthog.
Should I do it?
What do you think will happen?
It's gonna flip, dumbass. Stop asking questions. Just do it already.
Like, I love these episodes because they're so stupid. like the basic idea of them is like really simple, and but like all the characters, like this, like moments like this specifically really heighten how stupid it all is. It's like oh my god, the vehicle flipped in the game. This is like a very like scary moment, or like a wowing moment. And then the fact that the vehicle has a button prompt on it and everyone's taking it like seriously with dread, like, oh shit, like what's gonna happen.
Hey, guy, you should probably move out of the way.
Oh yeah, right. Thanks.
Okay, so there's stuff to break down here real quick. So with episode 7, I experimented with green screen because I wanted to have this sequence where the character is falling through like code and map geometry. So then they landed in this like ethereal alternative realm where they were where they met these gods, right? And so I basically, how I did this was the same way I used the green screen for episode 6. Is I just I shot this player on a blue screen on one of the maps that you can download from a mod pack on Steam for MCC on PC, and then I just basically shot the dude with a rocket, and like I had him jump and then shot a rocket right below his feet, so then he blew up and he launched into the air. And then when I went to film it, I just filmed a little clip of him him falling with his arms wailing like that, and then I just I made a loop in Premiere. I just looped the animation so that I could have just a fluid sort of single animation of him falling as he's phasing through multiple maps, like how we're shown here. And then for the background, I just got multiple recordings of different games that I played. I would just play game sessions on MCC of different maps, and then I just it would show he was phasing through online matches, And yeah, I mean it's a pretty simple effect. It's just a green screen element, and then you loop it, and then the plates are just individual maps that I'm just scrolling from top to bottom of the map. Pretty simple, honestly. And then I added some motion blur on it. As he starts to get faster and faster, I just accelerate the motion blur and bring it up and keyframe it. And now we're here in Halo 2. I think in Halo 2 it's called Coagulation, but in Halo 1 it's a remake of Blood Gulch from Halo 1. And so yeah, I was kind of a bit daring with this scene. I was like, is this gonna look good? I need to really be able to convince myself that this effect looks good enough to do this whole sequence. Otherwise I was gonna have to do it some other way. But I think it actually turned out really well. I think it's pretty convincing.
Oh, man. Where am I? Who are you people?
And then I just added some highlights and some glow on this whole scene to, again, give it that more ethereal look, because it's meant to sort of simulate heaven, he's entered this heavenly realm where things are a bit more blown, the whites are a bit more blown out and very bright,
It does not matter who we are, but who we will become.
So I don't know why, but every time I watch this, the music cue, right as he starts speaking, and there's this very holy track, right when this track starts playing, it always makes me laugh. I don't know why. I just think it's because the maybe it's the juxtaposition of not having music throughout this entire video, and then at this point we get a music track that's just so over the top, holier than thou, and then this guy is just it's just me, but in a lower register of my voice. It's just so dumb. It's so fucking stupid, because this whole episode, it was meant to sort of a setup for season 2 story, but in the dumbest way possible. I wanted to set up season 2 story as with a prophecy, but I wanted to make it a whole joke. I didn't want to take it seriously yet, I wanted to joke, make this dumb prophecy as a joke. So I was playing on I say stupid shit in this, the one who believes, and boat of hope, and a waterfall, all this cryptic, super vague shit with weird ass names and terminology. It's very deliberate, because I just because a lot of prophecies do that shit where they have names, crazy names for things, and it's what the fuck? Why don't you just call it how it is? Why do you got to give a name for everything? Neo in the Matrix is the one, and you got the Oracle and whatever the fuck, it's just this is just so dumb, and I'm playing on the trope of a prophecy,
Yes, as our time comes to a close in this mortal realm, we shall exceed all restriction and become legend.
For it was our names that were inscribed in this sacred. Wait. This isn't him, is it?
I am me. Am I not him?
This player isn't him.
No, it is not.
Then where is he then?
He was supposed to be the one who flips.
I cannot believe this buffoonery. How did we noob so hard? If this isn't him, then where is he?
Silence!
So, I'm recording these commentaries as I haven't released season 2 yet or given any information on that. And so I'm trying to hold my tongue as to not allude to any like spoilerish stuff. But all I can say here is who they're referring to in this instance is Zach, my character. The guy, like Zach in the prophecy is said that he's supposed to be the one who flips, and and like the more I talk about it, the dumber it is, and that's like the point. It's just it's supposed to be so stupid, right? But yeah, and then these guys are obviously, I mean, they're credited at the end of the credits as the 14, but it's clearly it's in reference to the Noble 14, the guys who had like a last stand and were the last 14 players on Halo 2's online servers before they were shut down.
It does
So that's who these guys are meant to be.
not matter who flips the elephant, but who believes in the elephant.
Yeah, hey guys, I don't know exactly what's going on here, but if I could just respawn in my game, I would really appreciate it.
6X Elite Gaming X9. At this moment in time, you are our only link to the developer's gate, where he resides.
Okay.
Like the developer's gate, like what the fuck does that even mean? Like, like I don't know. I don't even know what that means. It's just it's so fucking stupid.
So what does that mean? Why am I here?
There is a waterfall, and we are soon to plunge. There isn't much time. We are long gone. But he can bring Halo back. He is our hope.
Oh, who is our hope? What is happening? Is there something bad?
We mustn't speak on the details. The truth will reveal itself. But if we don't act now, the waterfall will sink our boat. Our only boat of hope.
A boat of hope? Seriously? Why do you have to be so cryptic?
Spread the word. The one who believes will bring us to salvation. Halo cannot crash. He must make us float.
So fucking dumb.
Come on, man. You just tell me what I need to say. A waterfall? What the frick does that even mean?
So obviously that shot there is just done with the player again on a green screen, and then to get the shot of the elephant falling on him is I just did a mat around the elephant, and so because it only takes up it only happens for like it's only there for like 20 seconds or not 20 frames, right? So I just keyframed a mat around the elephant, and then as it inches closer and closer and it falls, then I just mat around it so that it looks as though it's coming straight from the sky and then falls right down on him, and it takes up the entire frame.
No, you need to put them here.
I am putting them there.
No, you need to put an even number of trip mines on each side.
If we put an even number on both sides, it's not gonna flip. It's gonna...
And I think I like this moment because it's kind of done in a sort of horror-esque thing. Like there's no sound cue for him joining. He just kind of shows up, right? He just like appears. Like you see this wide shot before, and then we cut back to it right now, and then and he wasn't there before, but now he is, and so you can make the assumption that he like just respawned back in the game. But to have no sound and to just not even show his face, but to have him off like to the side in the foreground, I don't know, something about this shot and the way I edited always made me feel like sort of I don't know, a bit like taken aback and like frightened a little bit. There's something about that edit that that like immediate cut back to this guy being here is something, I don't know, there's something frightening about it.
Welcome back.
Great. Now that you're here, can you please show my friend how to do the elephant flip again? He's retarded.
Waterfall.
What?
Waterfall.
Waterfall? We're in a desert. Desert.
The waterfall will sink our boat. We'll sink our boat. Our boat of hope.
Hey man, you okay? I know I can get a little weird after playing Halo for too long.
Maybe you should take a break for a little bit. We'll do the elephant thing.
Boat of hope. Waterfall. Waterfall. Boat of hope. Waterfall. Waterfall. Boat of hope. Waterfall. Waterfall.
All right, dude. Cut it out.
Yeah, you're acting scary, man.
Waterfall. Waterfall. Boat of hope. Waterfall. Waterfall. Boat of hope.
Okay, stop. This isn't funny.
Yeah, get away, you creep.
Waterfall. Waterfall. Boat of hope. Waterfall. Waterfall. Boat of hope. I've seen it all. It's horrible. Please. Kill me.
So that whole sequence, it's interesting because it's kind of hard to make a horror scene in the daytime with like a lot of like. Usually horror is really good. Is executed can be executed really well when an element or like the subject is obstructed in like darkness, or like you just don't really have like a good idea of like what you're meant to be scared of at first, you know. And so that fear of the unknown is what sits in the back of your mind, and that's what adds to the suspense of a scene or even like a moment, right? And so this isn't really meant to be like horrific. It's just sort of meant to instill like a fear, like why the fuck is this guy coming at us, you know, like preaching this this like mantra, and he keeps saying it, and as he's saying it, his voice is getting distorted, you know. Because initially in editing, I didn't really know how I was gonna like I didn't have the idea to distort his voice originally. I only came up with that in editing. Because some of those things you just come up with it in editing because it just makes sense and it works. Because I wanted there to be some like escalation to something, and then he would reach a breaking point where he would drop down and start, crying. And I think that was a pretty like decent performance from Poldark. I'm happy with what he did there. Initially in the script, I had planned to so when the character phases through the maps, in the script, I didn't want him to just phase through the maps. I had it written that he was going to phase through the maps, and as he was phasing through them, he would get like flashes of like images of Halo's unfortunate future, like because this series, season 1, is meant to sort of take place in this artificial 2007 Halo 3 world, right, where Halo is just at its peak, right? And then and then at the end of season 1, at the end of episode 6 or 8, you show the characters, take them out, and put them in this like real world, where it's like the present day, at least in the story, right? In 2022, at the beginning of the year in 2022, right? So, because this is sort of meant. Actually, I don't want to get too much into that. Because I don't want to spoil it for anybody, because that has to do a lot with season 2. But this character was meant to sort of deliver the message to Zach, saying like waterfall, telling him there's a waterfall and like a boat of hope that he should be anticipating, but he's become so traumatized to what he's seen as he's the information that he's been given. And I mean, it's not shown, so maybe I could have done this better, where I could have shown the actual like images and flashes of him like receiving the information of like what's wrong with Halo, or maybe I could have had him, instead of being jokey about like receiving that cryptic message, maybe he could question it a bit more and be a bit more concerned. But that's the direction that I went to. That's the direction that I went with this. And I mean. I probably could have done it better. It probably could have made more sense if I had written it better. But what can you do? I wanted, I guess I don't think I was ready to, I guess I wasn't ready to bring more dramatic elements into the show yet, because I was still of the opinion that I wanted it to be just like a straight up comedy, So maybe that was it. I was just fearful that I didn't want to jump the shark, but I don't know. I think with the work that I have in season 2, I don't think it's jumping the shark. I think it's just a proper like escalation, and evolution to what I've started here and how I've ended the show. So, but we'll see when we get there.
What? He asked for it.
Wow, that was dark. Yeah. What do you think he was talking about?
But this does leads into sort of like, this does sort of set up like a tone that I'm trying to establish for like episode 8, right? And the big reveal, because it does set up like a sort of like ominous, this is sort of like an ominous ending where this guy is like, he's seen some shit and he's trying to tell them, but he's so affected and distorted by what he's heard that it's made him upset, because I guess it works, right? Because this is meant to take place in a 2007 era Halo. So for a Halo player, a hardcore Halo fan, to learn about the downfall of Halo is like, it's probably, at least maybe to some people, it might be really traumatizing and really upset them, So that's sort of what this was going for. And then to leave it on an ominous note where the characters are left thinking, what the fuck was that guy talking about? But it's also a fun like joke, because like they don't get the message, right? It's sort of like a joke for me. I don't know if people like actually found it that funny, but for me as the writer, and the person telling the story, I think it's a fun little narrative joke, because they don't know what the hell he's talking about when he's talking about like a waterfall and all this stuff, and they're like completely dismissive of it. They're like, "What the? Oh, there's no waterfall here. It's a desert, right?" And they're like, "Yeah, whatever. All right, let's just keep trying to do this Easter egg." But then episode 8 immediately opens with a waterfall, right? And then that whole like waterfall allegory, that whole prophecy is going to be fleshed out and expanded upon in season 2. So it's kind of funny that they're just completely dismissive of it now, and then immediately in the next episode, the waterfall is like a sort of symbol for the rest of the story,
A waterfall?
I don't know. Dude sounded really fucked up. A real schizo. Like, there ain't no waterfall here. It's a desert.
Yeah, true. Alright, let's try this again.
I love the credits here as well. How you just hear the map ambience. Because I just thought that was really like kind of spooky. To leave the audience with this ambient track of the map, because it's sort of like to me it sort of feels like a moment where it's like, okay, things are happening now. It's not just like a fun like comedy, skit show machinima, like there's an actual like narrative through line story that I'm trying to tell, and it's starting right now. All right, well, that was it. So episode 7, my thoughts. I think it does everything that I wanted to do. I wanted to set up this narrative, but not take it too seriously. Because I that's why I liked this show, because I was able to work on my skills as like a screenwriter and a filmmaker while also having fun. People might not see me as like a as like they might not view me as like a filmmaker. They might just view me as like the machinima guy. But I'm really trying to, especially with season 2, I'm really trying to make something cool and special and like mean something, while also not losing the identity of the show in what it initially was. So there's going to be a balance of like comedy and drama and like a narrative serialization that I'm going to do with season 2, and I hope you guys are here for it. But yeah, that was Open Lobby season 1 episode 7, flipping out. Thanks for watching.